The 20th century dawned with a promise of progress. Yet it was a century scarred by two devastating global conflicts. World War I from 1914 to 1918 shattered the illusion of lasting peace. It redrew the map of Europe and sowed the seeds of future unrest. World War II, erupting in 1939, proved even more catastrophic. The horrors of the Holocaust and the dawn of the atomic age left an indelible mark on humanity. These wars were not just historical events, they were seismic shifts that continue to shape our world today. The scale of these conflicts was unprecedented. Millions perished on battlefields across continents. From the trenches of Europe to the islands of the Pacific, the world witnessed unimaginable brutality. Civilians were not spared. They faced bombing raids, famine, and displacement on a massive scale. The world wars were a stark reminder of the human capacity for both destruction and resilience. The aftermath of each war brought its own set of challenges. The Treaty of Versailles, intended to ensure peace after World War I, instead bred resentment and instability. The world grappled with economic depression and political extremism. The rise of totalitarian regimes in Germany, Italy, and Japan set the stage for another global conflict. World War II would test humanity's spirit even further. These wars were not isolated events, they were interconnected chapters in a larger narrative of global change. Understanding their causes and consequences is essential for comprehending the complexities of our modern world. The lessons learned, both positive and negative, continue to resonate today. They serve as a reminder of the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and the pursuit of a just and peaceful world. The world wars dramatically redrew the geopolitical map. Empires crumbled, new nations emerged, and the balance of power shifted dramatically. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended World War I. However, it also planted the seeds of future conflict. Germany, burdened by war guilt and crippling reparations, felt humiliated and resentful. The Austro-Hungarian and Ottoman empires, once major powers, were dissolved. This led to the creation of new nations in Eastern Europe, but also created ethnic tensions that would simmer for decades. In the aftermath of World War II, the formation of the United Nations in 1945 offered a beacon of hope. This international organization, founded on the principles of peace, security, and cooperation, aimed to prevent future wars. The UN's charter, signed by 50 nations, reflected a collective desire to build a more stable and just world order. It provided a forum for dialogue and diplomacy, aiming to resolve conflicts through peaceful means. The Cold War, which emerged from the ashes of World War II, further shaped the geopolitical landscape. The rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union divided the world into two opposing blocs. This ideological struggle manifested in proxy wars, espionage, and an arms race that threatened global annihilation. The formation of NATO and the Warsaw Pact solidified these divisions, creating a climate of fear and mistrust. The world wars also led to the decline of European colonialism. Weakened by conflict and facing growing nationalist movements in their colonies, European powers were forced to relinquish control. This period of decolonization gave birth to many newly independent nations in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. However, the transition was often turbulent, marked by conflict, instability, and the lingering legacies of colonial rule. Necessity, they say, is the mother of invention. The world wars, driven by a desperate race for military advantage, became crucibles of technological innovation. Developments in weaponry, communication, medicine, and transportation, initially intended for the battlefield, would go on to have profound impacts on civilian life. Radar, for example, emerged as a critical technology during World War II. Initially used to detect enemy aircraft, radar found its way into civilian aviation, improving safety and navigation. Similarly, the development of penicillin, the first mass-produced antibiotic, revolutionized medicine. It saved countless lives on the battlefield and transformed the treatment of bacterial infections worldwide. The world wars also spurred advances in computing. The need to crack enemy codes and perform complex calculations led to the development of early computers. These massive machines, while primitive by today's standards, laid the groundwork for the digital revolution that would transform the latter half of the 20th century. The invention of the transistor, a key component in modern electronics, can also be traced back to wartime research. Transportation technologies also saw significant leaps forward. The demands of warfare led to the mass production of airplanes, improving their design and capabilities. This paved the way for the rise of commercial aviation, shrinking the world and connecting people across continents. Similarly, the development of the Jeep, a rugged and versatile vehicle initially designed for military use, had a lasting impact on civilian transportation. Jeeps became popular for both work and leisure, symbolizing a spirit of adventure and practicality.